It is officially Marvel season, and we are excited to get in and watch Black Panther.
They're about to kick some ass.
So many of our friends have spoken so highly of this. They get to go to the early screenings in Burbank, but we are here with you guys.
And I'm so excited to see it. Can't wait.
Let's do this.
And it's hard for a good man to be a king.
So Black Panther.
I really liked it.
Hell of a show.
So good.
Beginning to end. Everything from the music, the visuals, the characters.
Don't even get me started on the music. we'll get into that later, but yeah.
Well, let's just start off with the characters. Every character in this film is top-notch from beginning to end. There's some new characters that I just absolutely, literally fell in love with. Mostly Black Panther's sister, Shuri. Shuri is amazing.
She's so cute. I love her, and I love that the fact that she is like the brains behind everything. That she's like, I'm doing this, and and I love all the things that she does. Like, she's still like a young woman in this movie, but like, she has fun with it, like all of the stuff that she creates and stuff. She's just like, I'm just taking, like all
she's
the things
a BA.
she does.
She's a badass from beginning to end. That girl is amazing. All the other characters in this film, also, I feel like everybody had a proper place, a proper role. Even having some of the characters that were kind of the outsiders come in and fit in very well in this film as well. Everybody worked together on such a level that you don't typically see in movies. Sometimes you'll feel like some people are, well, they didn't really use this person to their potential. But I feel like even though certain things play out in this storyline, I feel like everybody played a perfect role from beginning to end in this film.
Yes, and the visuals for this movie too were just stunning. I mean, I know in the trailer you saw like the beautiful landscape with the purple, and that just captures my heart because purple's my favorite color. Right. So just to see the sunset and the purple everywhere, it's amazing. And I love like the different colors and stuff that they used in this movie to represent what Wakanda is.
And that's the thing too, is like I'm watching this film and I'm thinking as well that the trailers they did not do this film justice in a good way. Like, they are such a fraction of what you get in this film to where you are left still kind of gobsmacked by what you're seeing. Yeah. Even like, for instance, the car chase, you see that in the trailer. It's nothing in comparison to what plays out in this film in that car chase.
All I have to say is that I want their technology. Like, it's so badass.
And that's the thing, is there's a lot of portions of this film where you really wish this was real. Like, for instance, you've seen it in the trailer as well, where Black Panther is going after a bunch of like militants in the forest, in the jungle. That whole thing, it's like, I wish somebody was there to protect and guard what is going on in those regions. And it's like, you watch, you're like, man, I wish this was real. I wish all of it was real. And that's the thing, is you see such an amazing world like Wakanda and what they bring to the screen. It as not very well knowledgeable comic book fans, like, this opening up to this world, this was huge for us. Seeing this kind of world come together, those that read the comic books, it's a Tuesday to them. They understand where this world came from. But for us, just like, wow, when you get the reveal of Wakanda, it is just amazing on all visual levels, whether it's the action or just looking at the landscapes of what's occurring in this film. It is done very well.
I think that this movie is definitely on par with all of the other origin or standalone movies that they've had for all of their characters, like Iron Man and Thor and Captain America. And I thought that this was a perfect movie for Black Panther, for his own standalone movie. Now, there was one thing that I thought was going to happen in the movie, and I thought they were going to go into the stone, because there was only one stone left that we haven't seen yet.
I forgot.
And
I forgot.
The Soul Stone.
Yeah.
And I am so glad that this is actually its own movie. It has nothing to do with anything that's going on outside of Wakanda, essentially. This is kind of its own story that shows the vulnerability of what Wakanda is, and they also have like this showing us that Wakanda is strong too.
Absolutely. It is definitely its own standalone in every way, shape, or form. Granted, there are connections to other films and, you know, the universe itself, but man, it does very much encompass just Wakanda and what's going on with the lineage and the ancestry of that world.
Which I'm really glad too, because you know you have that issue with a lot of the other movies too. When they have their own movies, you're like, how is it going to play out? Because obviously, if there's something big happening, you want the Avengers, not just one of the characters.
Yeah.
But this movie does a perfect job of just separating itself from all of the other movies and making it its own. And one of the good things, and it's like at the very end of the movie, and it's like kind of silly, but like when their credits roll and everything, and it says Black Panther will return in Infinity War, I got all like, yeah, because we haven't seen that in a while. Like you don't see like them saying that they've come back or they're coming back.
It's true, and that's the thing is there's certain moments, even though we knew that we're going to get T'Challa as Black Panther in the Infinity War, like there are moments in this movie where I'm like, is he going to make it out of this situation?
Yeah.
Like you're very much on the edge of your seat. I know there was like a mom sitting next to me with her kids, and like the whole time she's like, who's that? What's going on? Ooh, and I'm like, oh, that's this. And she's like, oh, like she was getting into it, even though she was primarily here for her kids, but she was, you know, moving and shaking to the music as well that was in this film.
I love the music, not just what Kendrick Lamar put into the music for this movie, but the score itself. I loved the score, and I thought that it was very unique. And I'm a huge like score person. Like I always want to focus on the score and see like how they the music can combine itself with the movie, and it flowed very well, because there's other times where it's just kind of background music, but the music itself in this movie had it like its own character as well as the action is happening, and you're kind of listening to the music, but you're also watching at the visuals that's happening. You're like, what's going on? So I like the score. Like, I'll definitely want the score for sure.
Ryan Coogler, you did an amazing job. Michael B. Jordan, you did an amazing job. Chadwick Boseman, you did an amazing job.
Okay. Michael B. Jordan you felt for him too,
yeah.
but he did such a good job as a really good villain. Now, Marvel has its issues with villains and stuff, and I thought that Michael B. Jordan did such a good job.
A lot of heart, a lot of tugging at your heartstrings with this villain.
I was like, oh God, don't cry.
And then the girls are so badass in this
Diana?
one. Yeah, absolutely. Lupita Nyong'o, all of them across the board. Every single one of them did an amazing job. I love the flow of the final act.
Well, I was going to say, you already know because she's...
Michonne?
Yes, there we go. Michonne, Michonne, you already know she's a badass, but she's like even more so in this movie, and she has a lot of part in this movie too, and it's just kind of... It's good. And there is one there's one particular scene in this movie that I was just like, dang, okay, I love one-track shots because it takes so much time to do those.
And we know that there's cuts in there whenever something in the foreground passes by, but the fact that they put that effort in there to do a one-take type shot, oh, it was beautifully done.
Yeah, you'll notice when you see it, and this one was beautiful. Like, there's other ones you're like, okay, you can kind of, they're easier, but this one took a lot of, like, choreography, too, for this one to, like, perfectly nail it. And I was like, that's awesome.
So across the board, really loved it. What would you give the score?
I would give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
4.5. See, there's nothing about it that I can say negative. So I'd have to say a 5 out of 5 for that, because if I can't knock it down. The only thing that I would
say is because I don't want to say it because it's a spoiler.
Okay, well,
so that's why I put it a 4.5 out of 5.
All right, in that, and I know what you're going with that. So yeah, I could see what you were expecting and what you wanted more of, and it didn't occur. So for that, I understand 4.5. But for me, I didn't even think about that. So 5 out of 5 for me. So either way, what did you guys think about the Black Panther? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't haven't seen it, get out, check it out. It's a lot of fun.
And you can follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust. And there is one thing that I would like to say. I was getting kind of bored with a lot of the Marvel movies like Civil War and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And they've really rejuvenated with Thor Ragnarok and then with Black Panther. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next with Infinity War.
Can't wait either. Nicely said. So either way, thank you guys so much. Kick into the party, fuel the party at our Patreon. Gets us where we need to go. You can check out the spot that we did with Under the Capes on their podcast. You can find that in the information down in the description. Either way, thank you guys so much. And as always,
and now it's time to say goodbye.
Bye.
And this party's over.
We should help clean up.